Hey everybody, welcome to Mike Pickles Hockey. Today we're going to take you on a tour of our facility and show you how some of our programs are run here for our young hockey players. So as soon as you come in, players are going to see their test results up on the board here, and there's where we test them before the season begins, and then we'll retest them at the end of the season to see how well their results are and how they've improved over the years. Here are some of the players that I've been working with for the past 4 years, and a couple of these guys are now playing junior, and some of these guys are in the WHL here as well. So in only 4 years, we've really established ourselves as the #1 provider for our local minor hockey association, and really working year-round with these young players during the in-season where we do team training, and then in the spring and summertime we work with these players in their off-season to develop their strength and power in the spring, and through our summer conditioning camps we're really getting players ready for the fall and the next tryouts. So if you come on in, you can see how everything's going to be set up on the turf to begin with. This is where players will do a lot of warm-up stuff. We'll work on their flexibility and their mobility. We'll do some kind of movement prep work here as part of a dynamic warm-up. They'll all start to work on a foam roller for that soft tissue release and get the blood flow in the circulation, get the muscles loosened up before we really prepare them to do any kind of explosive speed work or any type of lifting movement. A lot of players will start here sometimes on our cable machines to get the core activated. We'll do various kinds of chops, wide stance, cable rotations, anti-rotations, half kneeling rotations. These cables get used a lot for core strength and stability. And we'll use our medicine balls as well for a lot of explosive rotational power medicine ball throws. The battle ropes here, we'll pull those out sometimes, especially in team training. It's a lot of fun to work on a little bit of conditioning and just to challenge these guys a little bit further, have some fun at the end. Another thing that we do on the turf here is work on a lot of transitional speed drills. So sometimes we'll do various types of intervals that not only helps develop their fast twitch muscle conditioning fibers, but just working on those crossover steps and the first step quickness drills. Push sled we'll use sometimes at the end of a program in combination with the battle ropes, again for their anaerobic conditioning. A lot of fun players have with these, going back and forth between the ropes and the push sled. A lot of times we'll do a lot of explosive jumping on the turf here as well. So we'll get the plyo boxes out, we'll get the hurdles out. We'll do various types of jumps, single leg hurdle jumps into an explosive jump, box jumps, depth jumps, you name it. We're always doing some kind of explosive jumping in here for our young athletes. Over on this section here is where we work on a lot of strength and power with our young players. They can be doing anything from a progressive deadlift, and if players aren't ready to use a bar, we've got various weights of kettlebells on the floor where they can start to work on their technique and their posture control before we take them into a full Olympic bar. We'll use our power racks for squats, bench press for some of our older players, but the younger players that we focus on, primarily the pee-wee guys, we just want to make sure that they're practicing good technique and form and working their way up, building a real strong foundation before we start to get into anything like too advanced. We've got TRX bands on the back, all our rubber bands that we use for the younger guys. And normally in the in-season, we will keep 2 to 3 players per squat rack. Again, just kind of pairing them off into 2 or 3 different exercises just to keep the flow of the program going. At the same time, we've got players on the turf doing some speed work or plyometric work. And there will be maybe 6 other players upstairs where we'll take you in a second to see what we have these guys doing up top there. If you come down to the back here, we get every player that walks through the door to sign their name up on the door. And these are all the players that have came in through here, and you never know, one day one of these signatures might be worth something. So these guys get really excited to have their name up on the board, and we hopefully will see some more in the next years to come. So if you guys want to follow me upstairs, we'll show you some of the different stuff that we'll do upstairs for part of our team training. Now we also use upstairs, it's fully outfitted with 3 more squat racks, and we got heavier dumbbells upstairs that we use for some of the older players. But this just gives us a chance to be able to hold more players in here. When we got 17 players on a team, you have to split them up accordingly to make sure, again, that you're providing better attention to their training. And it just kind of keeps them working, actually, I think, a little bit harder when they're in smaller private groups. And we'll switch them up too. So 3 different stations between upstairs, the turf area, and then the rubber floor strength section. Maybe every 12 or 15 minutes, these guys will switch, and they're doing various exercises, all programmed according to keep their in-season training fitness levels up. So again, 3 squat racks, very similar to downstairs. Like I said, the setup up here, some of our older players are lifting a little bit heavier, so they could be doing some heavy bench up here, or squats, pull-ups on the pull-up bar up top here. And then for some players that have a hard time performing even 1 pull-up, we might have them on a pull-down machine just to work on that lat strength and that scapular retraction work. Again, for some of our older players that are like mastering pull-ups, we want to build even more size on these guys, so we'll have them doing pull-downs here in the back. So generally for the smaller players up here, they're just going to do some kind of push-up and a pull-up, and then we'll switch them up between the guys downstairs. And that's it. And then at the end of the last station, we'll bring everybody down together during team training, and we'll do some kind of fun game or some kind of team bonding challenge just to keep them engaged. I mean, we got to make sure that their training is fun all the time for these guys, and it's not just about grinding them into the ground every time and blasting them. One thing, these guys are going to be too tired the next day for practice or a game. Not only that, but we want them to come back and really enjoy their training. So we got to make sure that not only are they working hard, but they're having fun. So we'll bring everybody down, and like I said, we'll do some kind of game here on the turf, like this reaction ball game is good to keep them kind of working hard together, and again, just bonding together. And then we'll cool them down with a real good stretching session at the end before the parents come and pick them up. So there you have it. You know, in season gets really busy because there's a lot more players in here, but we'll save spring and summertime, and we'll keep that a little bit more private with some smaller groups and that. So again, a lot of these players really enjoy working in those small groups. The ones that especially that really want to be here and work super hard, they don't work that well when you get players that, you know, just aren't as into it. And not every player is that serious about training, but like I said, we try to inspire them, and we try to have a positive impact on everyone, so that it's not just all about hardcore hockey fitness training, but trying to develop some healthy lifestyle habits for some of these kids, and just being a positive role model for them, teaching them life skills. I mean, I think that's what it's about more than anything. That goes a long ways than thinking we're trying to create the next professional hockey player here. Some of them might go on, but most of them probably won't. So we really have to take that into consideration and make sure part of the program goes beyond the whole thing about where these guys might end up in hockey, but not only trying to improve their performance, but like I said, trying to create some healthy lifestyle skills and be there to inspire these kids and build their confidence to be not only better athletes, but better human beings in the future. So thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed the tour of our training facility and how some of our hockey programs run. If you have any questions, you want to know more, check me out at MikePicklesHockey.com.